Hi, I'm Gian, and welcome to an introduction to Wii Music. This tape, like the game, will be broken up into 4 sections: lessons, jam, videos, and games. Wii Music is intended to be used by those with very little music experience, as well as those who have been playing an instrument their entire lives. But before we get to the fun stuff, let's take a look at every musician's favorite: hours of lessons. You'll begin with the basics, where Sebastian Toot will teach you the 4 main control styles you use to play instruments in Wii Music. The first is piano-type control, which you use for, well, piano, obviously, but also other instruments like handbells, steel drums, and marimba. With the Wii Remote in one hand and the nunchuck in the other, swing your arms up and down, just like you're playing a piano. Mr. Toot, you know this isn't how most people play the piano, right? Up next is guitar-type control. This control style works well for guitars, basses, banjos, and more. Hold the nunchuck in one hand as if it were the neck of the guitar, and strum with the Wii Remote in the other hand. Sebastian says you can also play this one with just the Wii Remote. That also applies to the one before though, so I don't know why he's telling us this now. Third is trumpet-type control. In this case, you hold the Wii Remote facing you, and press the 1 and 2 buttons to make noise. Depending on how you angle your Wii Remote, you can also lower or raise the volume of your instrument. Okay, that's enough. That's enough! I said that's enough! Finally, we have violin-type control. Hold the nunchuck like it's the neck of the violin, and hold the Wii Remote like the bow. Move it back and forth while pressing the C or Z button on the nunchuck to play the notes. You can also use the B button on the Wii Remote to achieve the same effect. Now, let's go back to piano-type control. Sebastian will teach you how the bebops keep tempo, and you'll also play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star for the first time, which you better get used to. You'll also have your first jam session, but we'll talk about those later on in this tape's runtime. First, let's move on to jam mastery. With these lessons, we'll dive a bit deeper into how you build a jam session, as well as the 11 different music styles you can play around with. As an example, we'll do the first one, which teaches us everything we need to know about the rock style. You'll learn each individual part's rhythm with one of the toots, and then you'll play it on your own. Each time you finish a section, your run-through will be saved, and eventually, you'll put together the entire song. As you learn each style, you'll have a lot of fun playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star over and over and over and over and over. And once you complete these lessons and do some jams of your own, you unlock the Expand Your Style lessons, where, by some miracle, you get to play songs that aren't Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. In these lessons, you get to learn some more complicated rhythms, so be prepared for things to maybe get a little tough. If you're struggling in your practice, I'd suggest taking a page out of a professional musician's playbook and... Whoa, hang on, we're not quite ready for the next segment yet. Tucked away in the bottom right-hand corner of the menu, you'll see an icon with a Wii balance board on it. If you have one, connect it, and you'll be able to take drum lessons. These are actually pretty extensive, and can teach you a lot about what each drum does and the different rhythms you can play with them. Okay, now we're good to move on. Now, we're going to start getting into the more fun stuff that Wii Music has to offer. The first mode within Jam is Instrument Improv. Here you can try out any of the many instruments available to you, dive more in depth into their controls, and even learn more about them. So go ahead, learn everything your heart desires about the piano, violin, or if you're feeling a bit silly, cat costume. If you're in a hurry, you can always pick Quick Jam. Here you'll be given a random stage, song, and instrument to play on. If you don't like it, you can always shuffle, but don't get too picky or you'll be stuck on this menu for a little while. Custom Jam gives you a lot more freedom, allowing you to pick your song, stage, and instrument. You can also mess around with other parameters like style and tempo. So if you wanted to play Ode to Joy to an audience of maybe thousands on just jaw harps, I mean, you could, but I don't know why you'd want to do that. If you go back to the drum menu, there are also a few modes there. In free play, you can pick any of the 4 drum sets available to you and play for all your fans. Seriously, how do you know all these people? In a drum jam session, you can play drums for any of the songs available to you, but if you want sheet music, you can't press minus here, so just know you're on your own. When you finish any jam session, you'll have the option to save a video. The first thing you'll do is rate your performance. Maybe the next thing you'll do is work on your self-esteem. Are you okay? Next, you'll make a jacket for your song. Feel free to try out any of the different backgrounds and text, as well as put any of the mise en toots you performed on it. Now you might be wondering what you do with these videos. No? Oh, well. This is awkward. There are 3 modes in the video section, the first of which is your video library. Here, you can take a look at any of the videos you've already saved. You can also send the videos to your friends and folks around the world.
No, we cannot confirm whether or not WeConnect24 services will still be operational in the future.
There's also top 10 playback and random playback, which are both fairly self-explanatory. Why don't we try the random one and see what we get? You know, I was pretty harsh on this earlier, but I can really see the artistic vision here. This is beautiful. The final section is games. These 3 games each have something unique to offer, so let's go check them out. First is Mi Maestro. Here, you're the conductor of an orchestra, and your goal is to conduct to the best of your abilities. You'll be given a score out of 100 based on how well you kept tempo, as well as how you use dynamics throughout. Just make sure you're respectful to the performers. Professional musicians are already treated poorly enough as is. Mi Maestro is also the only game scored differently if you're playing with 2 or more people. It's based on how in sync you are with one another. I don't know why any orchestra would do this. I feel like it just makes it more complicated for the instrumentalists. Up next is Handbell Harmony, a fairly simple but fun rhythm game. Here you're given 2 handbells and are tasked with playing the notes as they scroll by. You can also mess around with the settings a little, and if you're playing on complex difficulty, you need to press a button on the respective controller to play any accidentals. Do well and you'll be greeted to an adoring crowd. Do poorly and the powers that be will make sure that not even the weather's on your side. Last, but certainly not least, is Pitch Perfect. There's a reason it takes place in the classroom. It's the most educational of the games. You'll be tasked with answering and solving small music questions, such as matching 2 Miis playing the same pitch, finding the Mii playing a wrong note, and even moving Miis around a board to match them up with a song snippet. If you play with 2 or more players, one of you will be selected randomly for each question, but the point system is still the same. If you get the high score on a level, your Mii's face will appear next to it on the selection screen. Oh, this? Let's just say no one else has played it on this Wii yet. This has been an introduction to Wii Music. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you enjoy your time with the game. Again, that's enough. You're playing the thing right in my ear.